views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Welcome to Conscious Creation with actress, author, and healer Dee Wallace. If you want to take charge of your life, really take charge of your life, the next hour will be a fun, enlightening experience in creating the life you want. Whether it's money, health, success, or relationships, join Dee in celebrating the power of you and see your life expand into joyful creation. To join Dee now, call 319-527-6305. And don't forget, Dee can also be heard on BBS Radio, iTunes, the Empowerment Channel at the Connect Me Radio Network. You can also hear Dee on Get Inspired Media Network, Transformation Talk Radio, plus UBN, Universal Broadcasting Network. And now, here's Dee.
Hello, all you amazing, fabulous, incredible, magnificent, so very loved, and darn sexy people. OMG, is it good to be back. And OMG, do I have a lot of information for you. Good grief, McGillicuddy, as my grandmother used to say. Over the holidays, and I hope you had beautiful holidays and stayed consciously creating them around whatever joys and challenges you might have encompassed during that time, because the holidays always bring up stuff. During the holidays, our work entirely took on a new meaning, a new expansion, a new understanding, and a new practice. So, Happy New Year, everybody. Here we go. I've got a lot of information for you. Much of this will be defined for you in the e-blast that will be mailed out tomorrow. If you want it in writing, sign up for the e-blast if you haven't already. I don't hound you with a lot of stuff. You're not going to get stuff every day. You know that. I just send out the important stuff. So here we go. We are no longer directing energy. Let me state that again. We are no longer directing energy, although what we are going to be doing is a direction of energy. But a new understanding, all the work that we've been doing in the last year has laid this amazing groundwork so that we can expand once more. And that's how it goes. You know, somebody called in one time and said, "When will I know I'm there, Dee?" And the channel said, "You're never there. You are always expanding. That's what God does." So it is truly in living in the experience that manifestation will happen in 217. And the best way, the only way that we are going to manifest to the fullest of our heart's desires is to heal our little child. Now, you know, I've dealt with this on and off for the last year and a half. And again, we have a whole new understanding. What we used to think was the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other is actually us battling the messages and the teachings that are old, that our little girls and boys are still living by, expecting from, perceiving through. So we are moving into the experience of already claiming the positive results. Now, I know a lot of you are going, "Oh gosh, we heard this before," but you haven't understood it, so bear with me. The charge that we've been talking about for over a year, you know, how we need to hold the charge of what we want to manifest and create and send it out to the ionosphere, which then bounces it back to us in manifestation. That charge is the chemical shift in our makeup physically, mentally, spiritually, chemically, cosmically, and dimensionally. It's in all phases, and it's literally a chemical shift that gets sent out when we live in the experience of what we want. It shifts all of us chemically and sends out a whole new and clearer charge to what we want. So the feeling or the experience is actually the knowing. And when you know or feel, and I'm going to walk you through this, truly feel the feeling of freedom, it becomes a circle. The knowing changes your chemical makeup for higher consciousness. The world then responds to you and brings you things and people and new perspectives and shifts within yourself, which leads you into even more knowing, which shifts you even more chemically towards your higher consciousness. And it then takes you into 24/7 living the experience. Now, the other piece of big information, they said, we go back to the channel takes us back to the first 5 points on the sheets all the time. In the ionosphere and beyond, I am creation, I am the balance. Those first 5 points on the sheets. If you don't have the sheets and you want them, it's under the Balance podcast at imdwallace.com. That we call those first 5 points the cocktail on sheet 1. When we live in this knowing, which is created by taking ourselves into the feeling of freedom, which is accomplished by bringing into harmony our little child. They don't like the word inner child. I haven't quite gotten clear on what the difference is, but it's your little child. All right. All of this then completes the cocktail. So instead of having to direct those first 5 points on the first sheet, we literally live in the consciousness of freedom, and that completes the cocktail for us. Whenever you go into worry, you affect your chemical makeup. The little child is the one who is worrying, becoming afraid, angry, in instant reaction instead of creation. So the more we can go in, understand our little child, love our little child, pick our little child up in our arms and go, I get it. I absolutely get why you think this way, why you feel this way, why you've been so afraid. This is what you've had modeled. This is what you've had taught. But now I'm here. I'm the parent now. I'm going to take care of you, and we're going to get on board with all this together. So these are the 3 steps. Now, you're not going to be able to do them while we're on the phone. So and again, they'll be in the e-blast tomorrow. Number 1, you got to get clear about what you want, guys. And you can't be afraid to say it. It's your little girl or your little boy that's in horrible fear of saying what they want, because at a very early age, you were taught not to do it. People would leave you if you did it. People would not love you if you did it. And you're not powerful enough to ask for it and or create it, either one. Okay? So you want to write down the highest statement about what you want that you believe is possible. I had a friend, and she had just retired. She had a total of about $5,000 in her savings, right? And she was always going on and on and on and on about money. And I said, how much money would you need to know that you're secure and free in the world? She said, $10 million. I said, well, what you just told to me is that you never really want to feel free in this world and safe in this world, because there's nothing in her that believed or could even perceive that she would ever have $10 million. So you have to write down things, high things, the ultimate thing that you want, and you have to allow for all the possibilities and probabilities that the universe can find to create that for you. Like, I'm probably not going to meet Prince Charles and marry him and become part of the royal family, okay? There's nothing in me that, well, first of all, I don't want it, but if I did want it, there's nothing in me that believes I could create it. So the important part about number one is you have to write it down, and then you've got to turn it over. Of all the possibilities and all the probabilities that I couldn't possibly know, I give this over to the universe. I've stated what I wanted for dinner. I may not know how to make the dinner, but this is what I want. Number two, and I'm going to walk you through this quickly, feel into the freedom of already having that. And the best way to do that is I want everybody to think of someone they love or something. It can be a pet. It can be your neighbor. It can be a loved one in your home. Find somebody that's going through a difficult challenge right now, and think to yourself, what could I give them that would give them total freedom in their life? When I did this with myself, I thought, wow, if I could pay off everybody's house in my family, give them the money to pay off their house, I can instantaneously feel the freedom in that. And if I can feel the freedom in giving people I love something, I sure can feel the freedom into giving myself what's on that list. So would I be free in paying off my own home? Gosh, yes. And I feel that freedom. And that feeling of freedom and joy is the charge that creates the chemical change. And you want to live there 2 or 3 minutes a day for as many times a day as you can, for at least 3 days, probably longer, until it becomes your default place where that charge is always the charge that you go to. And the final step then is I accept the positive results of this knowing, and you're done. I accept the positive results of this knowing, because once I'm in my knowing, I get the experience of creation. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try this in the last week. My series is down. Don't have that paycheck coming in every week. And so I thought, well, my job is to always know that there's money coming in. I don't know where it's going to be from. Not my job to know that. I will take action around any opportunities I have, right? But this is what I want, and I want proof of it now. I want to know that from any and all possibility and probability, money comes. It just comes all the time. And do you know, at different denominational levels, every day, through some opportunity or an opportunity that I took last year that is just paying off, every day money has arrived at my house. Now, One day, it was only 1 cent. So my job is to go, I'm acknowledging that I'm getting what I want. Money is consistently showing up for me. Okay? From the perspective of my little child, there's nowhere in my little child when I started this that could believe this, because my little child's perspective is we never have enough money and I always have to deflect the bill payers, right? So I'm going to walk you all through a meditation today. I know you're anxious to get to the calls, and this is going to be more valuable for you than anything else we could do. So everybody put your stuff down. Stop whatever you're doing. Close your eyes. I want you to get clear about one thing you want. Just one thing. Better health. More consistent money flow. A divine right relationship. Okay, now I want you to see yourself in a big, dark, semi-lit room with nothing in it. Just a big old room with nothing in it. And over in the corner, now, I want you to see your little girl or little boy sitting in the corner. And I want you to just observe them, because they're kind of energetically showing you how they feel about what you want. What's their body language? Are they sad? Are they scared? Do they feel defeated? Hopeless? Confused? That's the part of you that's fighting the you that knows now. So I want you to walk over to your little girl or boy and stoop down and look at them and tell them you love them. Ask him to tell you what messages they got. What were the messages they were taught or modeled about what you want, about the possibilities of that? Now I want you to tell them that you understand why they're afraid. But you're going to guide them now. You're going to teach them something new and ask them if they're willing to trust you to do that. And I just want you to open your heart and love that little person. They've been trying so long and so hard to break through these messages. How much love can you give them right now? And I want you to ask them if they will allow you to put your arms around them and truly love them, guide them, support them, take care of them. They've wanted so long to be taken care of. I am hoping you're allowing yourself with your little person to create this big love hug of reciprogive where you're both receiving and giving now. And I want you to tell them, you can trust me, and I am going to guide you through this new knowing. Come on board and integrate with me now. All right, that's done. You've got them on your side, guys. You've got them saying, yes, I'll trust you to help me shift these beliefs and perceptions. So they're coming out with you now. I'm bringing you out. Just know they're coming with you to hear and accept and respond to the rest of the show and the information that comes in. Okay, good. All right. That little child has been playing by all the old teachings, and the old teachings they got and the modeling they got were not true. So they've been creating from old truths that aren't our truths, and therein has become the battle. In my prediction show for Jennifer McLean, they said the key to 2017 around health and wellness in every subject is healing your little child. Healing your little child. If you want to make money, if you want to be healthy, create good relationships or any new relationships, you've got to keep your heart open. Your heart can literally open and close 20 times in the hour that we're spending together here. So it's a consistent, right? A consistent consciousness to keeping your heart open. Same thing around, I mean, if you didn't listen to Jennifer McLean's Predictions Week and the show we did, it's free. I sent it out to you. You've got the link to do it. I would so like you to go listen to that show. It was literally off the charts. Okay, they're saying that I'm forgetting something. Hold on here. It's on the money thing. The more we keep our hearts open, the more money we make. Let go of all past judgments and perceptions. That's what we just walked you through. Yes, okay. We must replace I have to struggle to conquer. That does not create money flow, guys. Struggle and working hard and all that stuff that we've been handed does not create money. That's a false belief that your little children were given. And so we're guiding them now to know something higher and better, to know a higher truth. I had a gentleman come up to me. I did a sci-fi thing in town yesterday, and he came up to me and he said, Dee, I just want you to know I've never called in. I've been listening to your show for a year now. The information has changed my life, and I'm really working on money, and I just listened to an old show about Edwin Gaines that you did about tithing, and I've never done this, and I'm scared to do it because I really don't have it, but I'm going to tithe to you today because that's where I'm getting my spiritual food. And so I showed him that all the beliefs that come up, and they're your little children's beliefs that come up about there's not enough, and oh my God, what if it doesn't work? And oh my gosh, what if I don't have enough when I tithe? That's the beauty of tithing, because you get to see where your little child is scared about money flow. So the principle of tithing is to bring you in alignment with knowing you have enough. Now we can go to the calls. Please have your question ready, short and succinct. I want to get through as many people as we can in the rest of the time. We're starting with Karen in Toronto. Hi, honey, you're on.
Oh, hi, Dee. Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
You too, darling.
Thank you. I'm noticing a lot of, even when you're talking, I did a mirror, I thought I'd come a long way, and I realized I went into that fear again of I'm hiding behind a job that is safe and in integrity, but it doesn't feed my heart and soul.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So did you ask your little Karen when you went into that meditation, why is she not fulfilled? What belief was she, and she was modeled this by, I believe, your mother, Karen,
yes,
that you can't really be in a job that's passionate and you can't feel freedom, that's an oxymoron. It doesn't go together with money.
Exactly, because when I went to I did my mural, which you know is my passion, and I found I was afraid to ask for what I needed because I didn't feel I was worthy, and I thought I had cleared all that.
Yeah, and guys, they want you to know you've all come a long way. Okay, yeah. Do you see the judgment that we're going into already? You have come a long way. There's always more expansion. So,
I love that I have an awareness.
Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that. And whenever those feelings of I don't deserve it or I'm not good enough come up, you've got to know that that's your little girl. So I'm asking you specifically, how did your mother model that for you when you were little? Did your mother work?
She worked really hard. She was a single mom with 5 children.
Okay. No joy there. She worked because she had to work to keep food on the table and take care of 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
That is all your little girl knows, Karen. That is the definition of working for your little girl. Do you understand?
Wow. Yes.
Yes. Okay, you got it. In that moment, you got it. And that little girl and her perceptions and beliefs of what you've been building on all your life. Now you're coming in to enlightenment and understanding that's not what you want, but you've got to help her know that that was one way that you could create work. That was one choice. And by the way, everybody, you chose the parents that you were born into so that you could go, oh, look, this is what I came in to work on, and this is what I want to know something higher about. So I'm going to choose a single mom that works herself to the bone, that gets no satisfaction out of what she's doing, that gives herself up in every way, right?
Right.
In integrity. Everybody respects her, but there's no joy in Mudville. I'm going to pick that mom because I want to know that's not the truth I want. And what, as Abraham Hicks says, what better way to know what you want than to know what you don't want? Whew. Yeah, wow. You got it. Yes, wow, indeed. Now, if you really want to reinforce this, I would go listen to that Predictions Week.
Okay.
It's almost a 2-hour call, Karen, and it's just going to confirm what you already got to right now.
Wow.
And what you got to, correct me if I'm wrong, was an experience. And right now in this moment, you feel like, oh, my God, I know more than you did when we started. Is that true or not?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's what you want to go for, that aha experience of freedom. That's it. All right, my love?
So clear. I love you.
I love you too. What a great...
Thank you for 2017, darling. Thank you. Love you all.
Yes, you too, baby. We are creating a great 2017. And we're going to Donna in Canada. Hi, honey, you're on.
Hi. Do you do readings? Like, could I ask a relationship question or?
Yes, I am not a psychic, Donna. I'm a clairaudient channel. I can tell you what in you is out of alignment with creating your divine right relationship. And until you get that in alignment, it's going to be more difficult. That's why we create the struggle in our lives to get what we want. We're fighting ourselves. So would you like to ask your question, or is this not what you want?
Yeah, well, I guess it's just, yeah, I just was involved with a gentleman and think, we spent some time together, and then all of a sudden he stopped and said, like, I'll, ask me around Christmas time. And now,
okay, that's not what you want. That's not what you want. And you've been working on your spiritual expansion a lot. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, he hasn't. He doesn't know what to do with it. It scares the heck out of him. And you've got to get clear. Do you want a mate that's going to grow spiritually with you? Or do you want a mate to kind of hold the status quo with? And the other thing the channel is giving me, sweetheart, is you may be picking him to be safe. So if you talk to your little girl or you go to your childhood, you got the message that staying in a relationship kept you safe, or being in a relationship kept you safe, that you weren't safe without that. Is that resonating with you?
I feel better when I'm in a relationship. I don't know why, but I do. I know.
Okay, well, let's go to your childhood. Was your mother and father together? Were your mother and father together?
Yes.
Okay, were they happy?
Most of the time.
Okay, so according to what I'm hearing, there's a belief system in there that you have to give up some of you to be in a relationship that's happy. That's not true, unless you create it to be true. So I would spend time attracting a man, working with my little girl and attracting a man that says, man, I can be everything I am 100% in my power all the way and be in a strong, beautiful relationship at the same time.
Okay.
Because I'm not getting that this guy can. You're ready to move into your power. And your little girl is going, oh, no, but I won't be able to be in a relationship then. But you will, and you can, and you should. All right, sweetheart?
Thank you.
You bet.
Thanks.
It's a lot to think about there, especially if, I so appreciate these new callers that are finding us. And I know, and I want to kind of honor Donna there, because she was willing to go along and listen to it from our perspective, as opposed to just having somebody tell her what to do. That's a whole new way of thinking about things. Because you see, what psychics do, guys, is they pick up the energy of where you're at right now. And where you're at right now has nothing to do with the possibilities of where you can be. Okay? All right, we're going to, and of course, there are psychics that are so tuned in and tapped on, and you go, oh my God, how accurate, how accurate. Absolutely. I have them, you have them. And then I want you to ask yourself, how do I create me as the most powerful being then, so I can create something more than what we're seeing right now? Patty in Santa Monica. Hi, honey. You're on.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart.
When I do the meditation, my little girl said it never works out for me.
Okay. Well, let's go to your little girl, Patty. What did she see? What did she learn? As early as 1.5, they're saying.
Yeah.
And this is from your mom and your dad's side.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did your little girl learn?
Did
it ever work out for her when she was little? Okay, so Patty picked a big one this time, because Patty's an amazing soul and an amazing being. So Patty picked a double whammy family that said, I'm going to come in and I'm going to learn it always works out for me. That's what I want. But you're going to have to work with your little girl, Patty, to encourage her to think a different way and expect a different way. You've done a lot of work on it, and you've seen the benefits of that. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You start working with your little child now, you're going to see some pretty amazing shifts.
Yay.
Guys,
Thanks.
anytime you find that you're arguing with yourself, working against yourself, in fear of going for what you know you want, it's your little child.
Okay.
So go back in and go, no wonder. No wonder. Look at all the things I had modeled, had taught to me. Go to your grandparents, your parents, even your great-grandparents if you knew them. It's going to be so clear to you why we're fighting who we are. All right? So I always get what I want, Patty. That's what you want.
Get what I want.
Yes. But you have to feel can you feel the freedom of that?
I do.
Okay. That is the charge that's going to shift things.
Yay.
And whom in your life is there, if you could give them everything they want, would give them freedom?
Who in my life that I could give?
You bet.
Okay. I mean, I would pay off my sister's house and take care of her family.
Okay. Can you feel the freedom that gives your sister? And the joy and the relief? Yeah, because feeling into giving it to somebody else is sometimes so much easier than going right to ourselves.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
You got it? Yes, you got it. Thank you, darling.
Yay. Thank you.
Okay, Jeannie, what is going on with you?
Hello.
Hello, darling. Can I tell everybody where you're at and what's going on?
Please do.
Yes, Jeannie has finally had the courage and the chutzpah to face why she's been having all of these physical issues. They're in the process of repairing her heart, repairing her legs, creating a new bionic Jeannie for 2017. So where are we at in that process, darling?
Well, the diagnoses kill me. Because
watch your words, Jeannie.
I know.
Okay, they're just words, honey.
I know
they're words because they have to put a label on something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Atrial fibrillation, which I've had on and off all my life.
Okay, well, you can live with it then, don't you?
Right, but then they pile these stupid meds on you. Oh, God.
Well, they're not stupid meds if they're helping you regain your sense of health.
Well, they are, but they aren't. They're making me sick and unable to eat.
Okay, so Jeannie, I'm hearing this so clearly. And again, guys, I am not a doctor. If medical information comes through, it's energetic reading. You must check with your doctor. But they're saying to me, this is your little girl fighting the help.
Okay, that's what I got this morning. Thank you for the confirmation.
Yes, your little girl keeps fighting the world helping it, which is why you're not booking jobs also, by the way. They just shouted that really loud and clear. So I want you to tell me now, what message did your little girl get about allowing the world to help her give her what she wants?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Uh-huh. Okay. You got to work with her on that,
I know.
Sweetheart. She's not alone. She has you. And back to something that I hope is okay for me to share. In one of our talks or emails, you said, I feel alone, Dee.
Yes.
Well, now you know why. Because you've been telling the whole universe to leave you alone, Jeannie. Please tell me you put that together when I said it.
Of course.
Okay. Quit fighting anything. Surrender, Dorothy. Surrender and be clear, because while you're fighting the meds and while you're fighting the rest of the world, you could be creating. That's what they meant.
I will be creating.
You are creating right now.
I am creating right now.
Yes, choose to create acceptance and freedom, not the belief that your little girl had about you have to leave me alone for me to survive.
The thing that is coming up, and I'm sure it's coming up for other people who feel similarly, is that my parents were very, very loving when I was an infant, but then the grandparents came in, and they were very strict, and they did a whole number on the parents, which did a whole number on me.
Yes, and I want everybody to know, at about the age of 1.5, we start getting socialized.
Right.
And that means the parents think and the grandparents think it's their responsibility to take our freedom away of who we are and mold us into somebody that society will accept. That's the job of the parent. And for any of you that are new parents or have children that are about to become new parents, I hope you guide them differently. Tell them to look at their child. Look at who they are. Look at the individuality of who they are. You know, Gabrielle finished 3 years of college. She doesn't want to finish her other year. And from the day I've known my daughter, she has railed against school. Smart as a whip, she doesn't like the confines of having to learn how to do something. So for me to make her go to graduate school, like a lot of parents do, I'm creating a nervous breakdown for my daughter because it's not frickin' who she is.
Right.
And I have to step back and go, oh, I'm willing to give up the definition of me being a good mother to allow my daughter to be who the heck she is. That's what you want to give your little girl now, Jeannie. Do you understand?
Yes, I
All right,
certainly
darling.
do. Thank you.
We stand with you. We love you. You are never alone in this community, ever.
I know that.
All right. Thank you,
Till
sweetheart.
tomorrow evening. I love you and everybody.
What do you mean to tomorrow evening?
You and I are meeting at 8:00.
Oh, yes. That's our private. You bet, sweetheart. We love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, acceptance, guys. If you feel yourself fighting something, and I'm a good example of fighting this show, what was, when I went in to ask, what does my little girl need to know to be free? They gave me this simple statement, I know. And as soon as they gave it to me, I went, oh my God, I remember knowing. I remember being a little girl, and I just knew. I knew I was the light. I knew everything was good. I just knew. Over the years, I've let people take that away from me. So know that you know, guys. You came in knowing until they told you didn't. Carla in New Jersey, hi, you're on.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Thanks, darling.
I loved your show with Jennifer. Oh, my goodness. That was
Thank you.
I'm just going to read something from Abraham Hicks, and it's going to be something that you always say, but sometimes when you read it in a different way.
Oh, sure, you get it. So go ahead, please.
So this is what you always say. So this is the saying, I am here to create the world around me that I choose, while I allow the world as others choose it to be also.
Yeah.
And while their choices in no way hinder my own choices, I pay attention only to my point of view. what I am attracting, and that is what affects my vibration.
I agree with everything but the last sentence.
Okay.
Okay, because you're the only one that has power over affecting your own vibration. I know we're saying the same thing, but for people who heard those words, I want to make sure they understand them.
Okay.
Okay, so in the political climate right now, let me tell you, no matter what side you're on, you're being affected. Yes. And you're being affected negatively, and you're thinking, oh my God, look at this, we're in trouble. Look at the division between everybody. If that's pulling your focus and your attention, you are not ever going to consciously create what you want. Because right now, you guys, our little girls and our little boys don't know what to expect from the political scene.
Yeah.
And it's like me never knowing what to expect from an alcoholic father.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same thing. Where were you let down and taught that you needed to be in fear of something when you were little? That's exactly what's going on. And if you don't hold your focus on you and only you, then you will be swept away from your own conscious creation.
Yeah.
And also, the more of us that do hold on to this charge of freedom, the more people that hold on to that charge of freedom, the more we create that state of freedom in our world.
Okay.
So we are not doing this only to free our little girls and boys, but to free all little girls and boys within all of us.
You're going into, like, to really embrace your inner child.
Little child. I don't know what the difference is yet. I'm working on it, guys. But inner child, they don't want us to use. Little child is it's you get more of a visual of the little you that you can embrace and love as part of it. But go ahead, Carla.
So for my birthday in November, my mother put a picture of me when I was 3 years old in the envelope.
Beautiful.
And I have it out, and I am laughing and smiling.
You can see your light, can't you?
Yes. And so I keep looking at that picture to see my little child and to know how my true little child is.
You bet.
And
you bet. So you're already on the road to what we're talking about. Now I want you to go in and feel the freedom of that joy.
Yeah.
Because that's going to create it for us, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Everybody find a joyful, happy, amazing, free picture of yourself. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I can do it for the e-blast tomorrow. I will if I can. I have this wonderful picture of me, very similar to you, Carla. I'll attach it to the e-blast tomorrow if it's not too late. If not, then I'll do it for the next week. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Great. It's a great idea to find that because that's who you really are. That's the you that knows. And the more you remember her and love her and guide her and work together with her, the more we create.
Yeah.
Thank you, darling.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Okay, Kathy in Seattle. Hi, you're on.
Hi, Dee. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
So when I did the meditation with the little girl, I got the same thing that we've talked about before, is that I'm not worth it. And the interesting thing that came to mind also with that was that even though when I was younger, I seemed to get beyond that and was very successful, very well respected and honored and that type of thing. And now, for some reason, it seems to have flipped back again. And that's my question is why.
Okay, and that's a great question, Kathy, because that happens to a lot of us. We push through the fear. We push ourselves back into our knowing, and then something happens, and that fear within the little person within us raises its ugly head again and reminds us, and our little child then gets the reins back. It has to do with a relationship with a male and the demise of it. Is this anything coming to mind?
No.
Do you have a son?
No.
Okay.
I had a heart dog that was a male that passed away quite suddenly and traumatically.
Okay. So it's a doggy.
Yeah.
Okay. They want you to know this dog in this lifetime was a significant male. I believe it was a son in another lifetime. And you lost that son traumatically and dramatically. And so the belief of the little girl really isn't about self-worth. It's about when you feel your self-worth, hold on, I'm waiting for the words. Highest, most correct, most complete. Let's all claim that we want the highest answer here. Okay, there it goes. All right. So basically, and you learned this when you were little, so you'll have to put this together, that when you become powerful and free and your own self, you lose something that's really important to you. Someone or something, that there's a loss, and it's a lot of grief around this loss when you move into your empowerment. Now, again, it's a past life thing that you came in to create something differently with now. But when you were very, very, very little, around 3 years old, in this lifetime, yes, in this lifetime, what was the big loss? Was it a grandparent? There was a big loss around 3 years old.
No, my grandmother died the year I was born.
No, we're not going there. It's a male. And did your parents split up? There's some male energy. And again, this could be a female with male energy. But there's a male energy that left your life around 3 years old that created grief for you, for your little girl. And at 3, guys, people are trying to take our power away a lot through socialization. What's coming up, Kathy?
At 3, nothing.
Well, 2, 3, 4, around that time.
No, I'm trying to think of relations, friends, and at that age.
Maybe another classmate. Not necessarily through death, but they could have moved away. All right. I'm running out of time here, okay. And they want to it's very important that you get to this. So okay. You need to email me so we can set up a time to finish this, okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. You know, guys, if they tell me it's something really important, then I'll bring it back onto the show. Emily, quickly, what can we do for you?
Hi, Dee. I listened to the prediction show at least 3 times. So phenomenal.
Yeah, it was pretty off the charts. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I want to get to the deepest truth of what my little girl needs to know to be free.
She needs to open her heart. Like right now, do you know your heart's closed? So, yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah. So just hearing emotional stuff, just turning on the news and hearing about what happened in Florida, do you understand your little people, they close their hearts because they're in great fear that they're not going to be safe in the world. And it's going on with all of us now, all of us. So your little girl needs to know that when she keeps her heart open, she's safe. That's for everybody that's going to ever hear anything on this call. I am safe to keep my heart open. Thank you for bringing that in before we got off. So everybody, that's what we're claiming. That's what we're asking our little children to know. I absolutely know that I am safe to keep my heart open. And I would put Post-its up all around the house, guys. My heart is open with a big smiley face, okay? Just to consistently bring yourself into remembering that, okay?
Awesome.
And so, thank you so much, Emily, for bringing that in. All right, guys, oh my gosh, I could spend 2 more hours with all of you. Know that you know that your question was answered today. You've just got to go in and take action now with your little child. Love her. Love her and 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 him and him and him more than you ever have before. Whenever you have a doubt or a fear come up, know that's your little person. Go in, talk to them, reteach them, love them through it. Okay? This is the truest way we can love ourselves and make difference in this world, in this lifetime that we're in right now. Until I meet you again, my beautiful people that I love yourselves, love yourselves, love yourselves more, because you know that's what it's all about.
Thanks for joining Dee on Conscious Creation. Visit her website at iamdeewallace.com for awesome downloads, archived shows, enlightening webinars, and amazing free offerings. And remember, you can hear Dee every week on BBS Radio, iTunes, the Empowerment Channel at the Connect Me Radio Network. You can also hear Dee on Get Inspired Media Network, Transformation Talk Radio, plus UBN, Universal Broadcasting Network. Be sure to join us next week for Conscious Creation with Dee Wallace. And remember, loving yourself is the key to creation.